All right, folks, this is Shay Alexander, and on the line with me is Frank McComb. And we were chuckling behind the scenes because we're so happy to be talking to each other, to have finally connected. Frank, how you doing?
I'm good. Finally, huh?
Truly.
I'm very good. Can't complain.
Good. So you spend a lot of time in Europe. You know, is it shows that has you over there, or do you live in Europe?
No. This show, it's funny because everybody that I know over there always tell me, man, you need to get a spread here in Germany. And somebody else will say, man, you need to get a spread here in England. You need to get a spread over here in Italy because, you know, I am there quite often. You know, but I go where the people want me. I go where they call for me. I go where they pay. Shit, did I say that aloud? This is not a hobby. This is a career. You know, the cost of living is going up.
Yeah.
It's going up, man. The prices need to go up just a little bit, too. For the musicians, that is, you know.
It is.
I gotta eat.
I understand. But you know what? Here's the thing. You know, getting to you and how I heard about you. For a while, it was kind of like a buzz. I kept hearing the name Frank McComb. It was like a buzz in the ear, you know, and it's like, okay, well, you know, I hear it. I didn't pay much attention to it, but the buzz kept getting louder. And every song I looked at in my collection was a Frank McComb song, or you played on the song, or you produced the track, or you had something to do with the track, and then boom, here you are. So you've been building for a minute. You know, you've been building this thing for a minute.
Yeah, I've been around quite some time. I actually started around 91 with the Root Boys. I mean, well, let me go back. I started playing piano at 12. I was a late bloomer. I can't put an age to singing. By the time I was 15, I was playing in the clubs with the old guys. So it's like 2-3 years after I just started playing, you know. And by the time I was 17, I headed up my first trio. And I turned 19, 20. I'm working with the Rude Boys as their musical director, you know, written all over your face. You don't have to say a word. Yes, Rude Boys. And we went on tour. I met Jazzy Jeff and moved to Philly to work with him, Jeff and Will, and Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff. Signed a deal with Motown and took off. November 9th, 1992. That's when I flew to L.A. and never looked back. So, yeah, I've been in the game quite some time. I didn't have success at Motown. They never put a record out due to political reasons.
Mm-hmm.
It had nothing to do with the music, had nothing to do with me, but Polygram bought the label out for a lot of money. Little guys like me were forgotten about. So Gerald Busby, may he rest in peace, let me leave the label versus tie me up, which I'm really grateful for. So I started working with Branford Marcellus in a band called Buckshot LaFunk, and we had a few hits. And, you know, Branford and Buckshot was a Columbia Records thing. So they signed me to Columbia Records in 98. Recorded Love Stories, my first album, sat on the shelf for 2 years, and finally fought with the label to get it out and released in 2000. But once again, behind political issues, nothing to do with the music. Once again, there were internal wars between the R&B department and jazz department, and Branford got caught up in the middle of it, trying to bring peace for my project. And once again, they never supported it. So being with two different major labels, never giving me any kind of mainstream exposure. That's why Frank McComb is what Frank McComb is, so to speak. But I say it's a God thing more so than a man thing, because in the eyes of man, I'm not supposed to be this far, traveling the world, putting out my own records years later, and having my own catalog. You know, running every division of my own record label, every division of my own booking agency, everything, doing it all myself, booking myself, managing myself, recording my own records, mixing them, mastering them, putting them out directly to the people. Yeah, I was supposed to quit, but McCombs don't quit.
and thankful, you know, we're all thankful for that, because in listening to your latest project, which is Soulmate, Another Love Story, you know, there's not a bad track on that album. If there is, I can't find it, but you know, I have the whole thing.
People, you know, I'm so grateful to hear that. A lot of people say that they keep it on repeat. They can't stop playing it, or they'll get stuck on a song and they just keep playing that song. They say there's not one bad track. Even I don't call them interludes, but the shorties. I call them shorties because they're too long to be interludes and too short to be songs. You know. So even those, like Muse, and that's a good feeling. That's a good feeling when people can say there's not one bad song on the record. That's a body of work, and people don't do those anymore. I do. That's all I know.
And so, what inspires you to deliver the kind of music that you do?
Well, for one, How blunt can I be in this interview?
Hey, it's
I know
yours.
we're live,
It's yours.
and I have to be really careful.
This is your time. This is your time.
Okay.
I've waited for you, and I got you, so this is your time.
Okay, I just tell it like it is. One, I miss the music I grew up listening to. You know, that's one. I also miss feeling music. I don't feel music anymore. And that's not to slight anybody. I ain't trying to bring down nobody else. And I'm happy for anybody who's not knocking those ladies upside the head to get paid.
Right.
Do what you do, you know. But in doing what I do and loving what I love to listen to, I don't feel music anymore. I mean, I hear it, but I don't feel it. I mean, there's not too much out there to make me cry anymore. There's not too much out there that can speak to my spirit and speak to my life situation. You know, like there's a song on my record, We're Going to Be on Our Own. And in the lyrics, you know, it says, and once the music's gone, we're going to be on our own. But the last time I say it in the song, it really tells you what music is. I'm referencing to the legends. Once our legends are gone, we're going to be on our own. There's not too many of us out there that can carry the torch, that can pick up where they left off. Once Herbie's gone, once Aretha's gone, I mean, come on, we don't have too many. Once Stevie's gone, we don't have too many that can carry that torch, that can write songs for decades, that can touch people's lives, that can tell a story. Nowadays, it's about entertainment.
You're right. Music. You're right. I agree with you. I agree 100%. I've had this conversation, you know, of late. I'm having this conversation more than ever before. And yeah, you're right. Music isn't what it used to be. It's not taken as seriously as it used to be. So yes, again, you're absolutely right.
Right. You see, there was a time where the old Frank used to complain about it. Why should I complain about it? Why should I complain about it? When I have to say, according to my fans, I'm one of those guys who's carrying the torch. According to the legends. I mean, Branford Marsalis, the Yellow Jackets, they give me mad love. Fred Hammond, all these guys. That I'm carrying the torch, which I'm cool with that. So don't complain. Do something about it. And I'll continue to put out the records that I grew up listening to. I'd rather do something about it. Complainers not going to get you nothing. You know?
Right.
But more complainers.
And you know what's good is that with you, it's not that you're R&B, it's not that you're jazz, it's just that you're good. You're just
wow.
good.
Okay, I'm gonna remember that one.
Quote me on that. You could quote me on that.
You must be European because you must be European because in Europe they don't look at things like that, slots and boxes, as Franco would say. You know, music is music, and that's what my radio show is all about. The living room. It's about music. I could play Rocksteady by Aretha Franklin and turn around and play Who's Crying Now, back to back. I mean, on my next broadcast is Gil Scott-Heron living in a bottle to Gino Vanelli, Appaloosa. That's what it's about to me. It's about music. Music. Not an image. It's about music, you know?
Well, let's digress for a minute. Since you brought it up, let's talk about that show. I don't think I realized you had a radio show. What is that about?
Oh, yeah. The Living Room. It's a syndicated radio show. And it's like being in the living room with the disc jockey. It's like being in my house listening to music. I'm talking about music, keeping it strictly about the music. And sometimes I talk about the road stories and where I'm at and where I've been and where I'll tell you where I'm programming the show from. That's how raw it is. It's like getting to hang with the artist / DJ himself. Like this last broadcast was recorded in Bologna, Italy. I was sitting in my hotel room and I put it together. And I mentioned on my broadcast, I am programming this. I could be somewhere else when you're listening to it, but right now I'm sitting in my hotel suite watching the rain fall, programming this radio show for you today. That's how raw this radio show is. And people miss raw. People miss, people want to feel like they're part of your life, especially being a recording artist. You know, they miss it. They want that. You know, it's just been so unreal for so long that it started turning a lot of people off, you know. And being an artist that keeps his ear to the ground to the people, I know what it is that they're asking for all the time.
Right.
So I'll be that artist to give it to them. I'm cool with that. The Living Room is a syndicated radio show, and I just got my first terrestrial station. So it's mighty funny. Sometimes you have to become the very thing that you need. You know? I was never serviced to radio. So, you know, now it's turned around to where I am radio, and I welcome it.
You know, and talking about radio, I was talking to somebody yesterday. I don't know if you remember Frankie Trogir from WBLS.
I know exactly who that is. It's funny, I was going through the airport. I was in Charlotte, North Carolina, and one of the ladies recognized me at the ticket counter. We got to talking. And there was a lady at the pre-TSA far away watching all of the interaction. And all she heard was the name Frank. So when I finished getting my ticket and everybody wanted to take pictures and whatnot, I walked over to pre-TSA to walk in, and the security lady looked at me and said, "Okay, sir, who are you? Are you Frankie Trogir?" You know, it was funny. I said, "Lady, we lost Frankie just years ago.
Years
Am I
ago.
a ghost? You think I'm a ghost?" It's funny you mentioned Frankie Trogir because that just happened yesterday.
And his name came up because he used to do a segment on his show when he was closing out his show, you know, pretend to call all these different ladies, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna be there in 15 minutes, keep the champagne chill, get the bubble bath ready. You know, he did this whole thing at the end of a show. You know, I mean, it was a skit, but nowadays you can't do that. Radio won't allow you to do that. You know what I mean? So things really have changed, but you seem to be bringing it back to truth in music and how music should be. So yes, we have to wonder who's going to carry the torch, but so far you have it in your hand and you're holding it.
Man, I'm going for it. You know, you have to have endurance and boldness. You know, if you're not playing the game, a certain way, then nobody wants to deal with you. You know, it's like, you know, people getting caught up in cliques. And I'm not a clique person. You know, I was born by myself. I don't mind rolling by myself. Really, I literally travel the world with a keyboard, a backpack, and a suitcase by myself. So I'm not scared. I don't walk around with fear. I mean, you got all the bombs and everything. I don't care about that. If it's my time, then it's my time. But until then, I'm going to live the best life I can to the fullest for what I got.
There you go.
That's Frank McComb.
There you go.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to shake the hands of the public. I'm not afraid to stick around after the gigs and sign CDs and sell them directly to the people and take photos. I know so many people that run through the kitchen because, you know, they just want the people's money. That's not me, man. It's not me. You know, I also have to be careful because you got sick people out here too.
Well, now that's true.
You got some sick people out here that can take that the wrong way. You got to really be careful how you carry yourself. You know.
Have you had any interesting experiences you want to share being out there on the road?
Well, no. No, by the grace of God, I haven't had any. You know, I haven't. But one thing I can say is I strongly believe that when it's my time, it's my time. Because I will tell you this, I've avoided a lot of disasters. You know, when we had the volcanoes, I was safe and sound in Germany, chilling. You know, my tour was over, but I couldn't get home. But I got friends all around. I got friends all over Europe. So I stayed in Germany and chilled. And my buddies, they fed me, they took care of me, they housed me the whole night. And I made it home. The tsunami in Japan a few years back, I got out of there 2 days before it took place. Jakarta, Indonesia had the earthquake. I was out of there, I think, a day before it happened. We can go all the way back to the 90s when they had the earthquake in Kobe, Japan. I was touring with Philip Bailey, he's a musician. Got out of there just before that happened. Yeah, I've avoided some disasters, man. I have.
You know, that wasn't your time because...
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, that
God wasn't ready for me and the devil didn't want me. How about that?
You know, here's the thing. What we know for sure, and I like to say this, what we know for sure is that God gave us from birth until blank. And we don't know what that number is. We don't know what that age is. All we know is that we have from birth until whenever to get it done. Mm-hmm. You know, and like you said, to live each day to the fullest. You know, I had a conversation with someone a while back and it's like, I don't like to talk about that stuff. That just sounds depressing. No, it's a reminder that, you know, life is yours. It's not infinite, but it's yours for the moment. So live it, enjoy it. And yeah, you hit the nail on the head just now. And
yeah, you have to, you know, you have to just, you know, I mean, I just think, you know, once you've been through enough stuff, man, you'll learn. And once you get tired of going through it, you know, some things we bring on ourselves with the chronic complaining. I'm not saying it's an easy thing to accomplish. It's really not, you know. But we bring a lot of things on ourselves with the complaining about it, you know.
Right.
Just do what you can to, just do the best you can with what you got every single day. That's the best advice I can give anybody. Maximize every opportunity to come your way the best way you can.
Well, you know, for you, for someone who, like you said, you've had deals, you've had, you know, some disappointments in the music industry, and technically, one would think you would have just given up and walked away, but instead you decided to do it yourself, to be independent. How does it feel to be a one-man band, so to speak?
For me, it feels great. It really does, because if I give up on me, I do no different to what everybody else did. So you may as well just put yourself in that category of the very same people that you talk about. You know what I mean?
Right.
So for me, what's the word? Is it self-gratifying? Is that correct?
I believe so.
Yeah. I don't mind being corrected. Tell me if I'm wrong. You know, correct me. I don't mind that. Self-gratifying, because there were times where I was calling a record company saying, why is my record not being released? You know, I mean, I'm calling and trying to get on to the president to talk to him and find out what's the deal. Why is my record not being released? I don't have anything to do with what's going on here, you know. And then you see little people whose mouths need to be fed, you know. And then there are people out there in the world saying, hey, we want more of your music. How come we can't get it? You know, things like that. I just tell you, I put it this way: your stomach start touching your back, you will do something about it. Your stomach start touching your back, they shouldn't meet at any time, unless you choose to lose the weight. You know, it's that simple.
Oh man!
You know, you start doing something about it. You know,
yes.
I just after watching somebody sell a record that I did for Motown, you know, that gave me encouragement in a whole other way. You know, I figured if he could steal from me, I could steal from myself. And he took the music that I recorded for Motown. I was the producer at the time. And when I left Motown, he still had the masters. So what he was doing was he was back in, what was this, 03? Around 03? Because when eBay and everything was just starting to hit the scene, you know, he still had the masters. And somehow he converted all of the tracks that I had recorded from 2-inch reel to a CDR. So he had a CDR, was selling my record over in the UK for like $50 a CD. It was 25 pounds. Back then, that was equivalent to $50 US as a CDR. And it wasn't mixed, wasn't mastered, no artwork, no nothing. It just said Frank McComb, the Motown session. And I found out about it because I did a gig in the UK. About 20 people came up to me with this CD and asked me to sign it. And I said, where did you get this from? But once I read the track list, and I knew what it was. So I went home, and I was mad. Oh, I was pissed.
I know you were.
But it wasn't the people's fault, so I signed him. Got a little, you know, I got a little mad about it. I'm not going to lie. So I went home, and I pulled 12 songs out of my studio. And back then, I called my studio my vault. And they were all songs were recorded by me, solely by me. I put them on a CDR. I called it Frank McComb Straight from the Vault with a black Sharpie I just wrote on it. At a gig in Cleveland, took a double bag full, told my story of my hometown, and I sold the whole bag. You know, so I took that money and I put it back into making more CDs. And I just kept selling directly to the public. So I did. And the people, once I put Straight from the Vault out, people started asking me what I was going to do about this Motown Sessions record. So I sat on it for a while, and I ended up, well, Jill Scott mentioned it in Old Magazine as one of her favorite records, Straight from the Vault. Got me my first award, Best Album of the Year with SoulTracks.com. But then I got my hands on that Motown Sessions theme. And I made a master and put some integrity with it, put a cover with it. It was a white piece of paper with a skinny leg inside of a construction boot. And the construction boot represented the fact that the man was working hard, but the skinny leg represented the fact that he was starving. He wasn't getting paid for his work. And at the time, I was working for Prince. And Prince saw this album cover and screamed. Once I told him what it all meant, he screamed. Standing at his dining room table right before a party that we were about to play, he screamed to the top of his lungs. And he was a big fan of Straight from the Vault. He had a couple tunes on there that was his jam. And it was mighty funny. I remastered that record right before he died. I remastered it, repackaged it, and everything. Really in honor of him. And he turned around and died before I could release it. Sure did. But, yeah, it was Prince that told me to go independent. And he was the one that said, go all the way with it, man. Don't look back. You can do it. So it feels good to be the one-man show. You know, I've always booked my own work from the time I was 17 years old. So, you know, I've always done that. So I didn't realize that I was going to go from booking work around Cleveland, Ohio, Akron, Canton, Erie, Pennsylvania, to booking concerts around the world at age 46. I'm cool with that, too.
Look at you.
All those percentages.
Look at you. Look at you. Well, who haven't you worked with? I mean, I guess that's the easier question because, again, every time I look up, your name is attached to someone's song.
Somebody else.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
That's a blessing in itself, too. That's a blessing in itself, too. You'd be surprised at the people I really want to work with. I work with quite a few, but you'd be surprised.
So?
You'd be
Tell
surprised. First name right off the bat is DJ Quick.
Really?
I've always wanted to work with DJ Quick. I've always wanted to work with DJ Quick. DJ Quick and Dr. Dre. Mad love for those two. I've always wanted to work with them.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I wouldn't have guessed that. I am surprised. I could see it. Yeah. I could hear it. That's an interesting combo.
Mm-hmm. George Clinton's another one I've always wanted to work with, and not so much on the funk tip. George can write. He writes the hell out of a ballad. If you go back to 1971, pull out the self-titled Donny Hathaway album and look for a song called "She Is My Lady."
Okay,
that's George Clinton.
Who
George
knew?
Clinton. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull that one out and play that if you don't beat me to it.
Well, now that you told me about it, I just made a note.
Yeah, that's George Clinton, 1971, I believe. So yeah, I like to work with Clinton.
Wow,
those
that's
three cats right off the cuff. I know people would never expect. Oh,
no.
they would say, "Oh, Stevie Wonder," or
yes,
Herbie. Yeah, right. I love to work with those guys too. But DJ Quick is a dude. A lot of people don't realize how cold he is.
Let me ask you this: since you mentioned him, and you're one step removed, or however they say it, what was it like for you working with Prince?
Well, I enjoy working with every artist that I worked with. Everybody had their own thing, you know. I liked working with Tina Marie. I liked working with Chaka. Those two female singers, I love working with them because they know music. They have an idea of music. Patrice Rushen especially, because she's a music teacher herself. I mean, she's teaching, I think, at UNC, is it? At UCLA? I think it's UNC. One of those schools. And John Key, very creative, man. John P. Key. We would toss ideas back and forth in the middle of the night over the internet. All night, just recording ideas. Yeah. Fred Hammond just gave me my freedom. Just, you know, it's like when the God Love and Romance album. Just, man, go for broke.
Yes. Yes.
Do your thing. And,
absolutely.
And, I just sent him the tracks and he was cool with it. So, the thing I love about working with all of these people that I have worked with is they gave me my freedom to be creative because they trusted me musically. You know, I didn't have anybody saying, "No, can you change such and such and send it back? And can you add such and no." Mm-hmm. Even Najee, like if you check out his new album, You, Me and Forever, we did a song together called Signature, and
I have that.
He just gave me the freedom to. I recorded every instrument on there. I programmed that song. It's all me: bass, the drums, percussion, keys, vocals. Everything was me. Like I did straight from the vault back in 03, 04. And the only thing that's not me is Dave Stevens, the guitarist out of Philadelphia, and of course Najee. But he gave me complete freedom to put the whole song together for me. He said, whatever you hear me doing, just record it and send it to me. So they all trust me. They all trust me. That's what I loved about working with all of them. They all trusted me.
Wow. I don't know what to say. I mean, that's amazing. That's really amazing. And it says a lot about you. Number one, your work ethic, your integrity, and your knowledge as it relates to music, you know, because...
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. But it does. It does. For someone to just say, okay, go for it, and no one has to make any changes, that's good. That's what you call good.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, they'll make suggestions and whatnot, but nothing serious. Even Teddy Pendergrass. When I was working for Kenny Gamble, Leon Huff, in the early 90s, he did an album called A Little More Magic. And it was me and about 3 or 4 other singers. We did background work on that album for a couple of songs together, you know, at Signal Sound Studios. I hate that they don't talk about that. Anyway, yeah, we were down there recording shows. And Teddy was partial to my voice. He said, Frank, I want you to just sing this one little part by yourself. Nobody else but Frank. And it was like 2 lines, but it was me. It was all mine. He said, sing it how you feel it. So he trusted me too. Back there, sing it how you feel it. I said, okay, cool. Yeah, I got a spot on a Teddy Pendergrass record. Ain't that nothing?
You know what you should do? Just based on your experience so far and all that you've been through, you should write a book because you've got some good stories.
Wow. You know what? Now the name dropped. Kim Fields said the same thing. The actress, she said it to me, I think I was about 34, 35 years old. She said, brother, you need to write a book.
You need to write a book.
I ain't even lived yet.
Part 1.
I ain't even lived yet, you know.
Part 1.
I've
you know?
experienced so much stuff. So, well, I think, you know what? And a lot of people said that. Not just Kim. A lot of people said it. I mean, if I do, I would have to start taking notes and just sit and ramble with somebody so they can start collecting Maybe when I turn 50. I don't know. I'm still trying to decide when.
Look, there's no time like the present. I mean, obviously, all this stuff you're telling me, I have it. It's being recorded. It's going to be podcast. It's going to be out there indefinitely for the entire world to hear. But to have that, it's like I have a book, Don't Block the Blessing by Patti LaBelle. And she wrote that maybe a decade or two ago. I don't remember. But it's been out for a minute. And there's nothing like hearing these good old stories. For me, I grew up on soul music. So every name you mention, I know. And it's like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. So, food for thought, part one. The Frank McComb Chronicles, part one.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? If I write a book, it would have to be like my passport. I have to keep adding pages to it. The passport is already complete, but they stamp it up so much that I got more stamps I got to put in it, so to speak, if you follow me.
I do.
And I have to keep adding pages because so many experiences keep happening, And it's like, how do I say this? It's not that I don't feel that I'm successful. For lack of a better word, I don't feel that I've arrived. Does that make sense to you? It doesn't. I don't feel that I haven't succeeded, because if that's the case, I wouldn't have people coming to my concerts in other countries singing my songs back to me.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
I understand how you feel. I understand how you might feel that way. But and you may have a certain level of achievement, to rise to, so to speak. But again, I didn't just start hearing the buzz yesterday or last month or even last year. The buzz has been there for a minute, and now it's a full-blown explosion. So in the eyes of many, you have arrived. You're here, and you're doing your thing. So if you got to add pages, add it to page, add it to book 2, book 2, book 3, because the stories continue.
Here's
they do.
The follow-up. Here's the part 2.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely. So tell me this, though. We know Frank McComb, the entertainer. Who is Frank McComb on a personal tip? Who are you at home?
Well, let me see. A husband of 22 years, a father of a 19 and a 20-year-old. Well, I'm sorry, they don't kill me. The father of a 19 and 21-year-old. You rob a kid with their age, they're going to jack you up, man.
Until they get to be 30, 40, 50, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my son will be 20 next month. My daughter, she'll be 22 in February. So, yeah, time's flying, man. Somebody who likes to turn into Dracula sometimes after a concert. My room has to be pitch black sometimes, because I do so much. I have to shut down before I break down. And I refuse to break down, so I'll shut down first. There's a difference. And I blacken my room. I turn into a vampire. Curtains closed, TV off, no music, no computer, nothing. I just go off the radar for a while. And I turn into Blackula.
I remember that movie.
And I mean, to the point, you remember that, huh? To the point where I want the room so dark that when I open my eyes, I want to feel like they're still closed.
Wow.
And I rest. I restore my virtue. And even Superman had to rest.
Yeah.
So even God rested.
Yes.
Think about it.
True.
Why can't I? So I shut everything down and I rest. That's Frank McComb. And then I wake up the next day ready to go at it again. I'm a go-getter. I'm always hungry. No matter how full I get, I'm always hungry. I'm not the lazy type. But they say, a man don't want to work, a man don't want to eat. I like to eat. And I need to lose a little weight. So I like to eat. A person who loves taking pictures of every place I go. A person who loves people who love him. It's just simple.
Got it.
I'm like a bank. Frank McComb is like a bank. You get out of it what you put in it.
Gotcha. I like that. I
roll by myself, and I'm very practical. I can afford to fly business or first class. I choose not to, in most cases.
Right.
It keeps me humble, and why spend all that money just to get an extra meal or two?
Yeah, truly. You're right.
When I'm tired, when I'm really tired, I'll step up and fly up there, no problem. But I'm cool, Coach. You don't kill me. We're all going the same way.
Yeah.
Very practical.
Well,
Not cheap.
I'm getting to know the
not
man.
cheap.
This is good. This is
Yeah,
good.
not cheap. Just very practical. I own everything I have because I pay cash. That's Frank McComb.
So outside of music,
Yep.
if you didn't have music, what would your passion be?
Music meaning everything that I do, like
Yes.
booking,
Yep.
production,
Yep.
record producing, the whole
Yep.
nine. Just
Yep.
completely no music, no nothing.
Yes. Yes.
What would I do? Well, I surely wouldn't go back to auto mechanics because you can't fix nothing nowadays. And that was my passion too, cars. I love cars. I try to figure out how to race one because I used to want to be a race car driver. Yeah, I would probably try to figure out a way to race a car because that's my thing. I love driving. Driving fast too.
Be careful.
I've had my share of tickets. I've had my share of tickets.
Well,
I love cars.
is it Germany that has the Autobahn? It's Germany, right? That has the Autobahn?
I love driving in Germany. Yes, I do.
Wow.
Love it. Love to drive. In fact, I was just in Italy July, and I needed to get a new microphone for my computer. And the guy playing my band, Michaela, has a Monster something. It's a little sports car. He loves it. I said, Michaela, run me to the music store right quick. He said, you're going to run yourself to the music store. I don't feel like driving. You're going to drive. I'll ride with you, take you where to go. 3 keys on my hand. And we go flying to Italy. Man, we had a good time. It's on my Facebook. We went live on Facebook.
Whoa.
And I put that thing to the floor. That little engine was screaming.
Oh, man.
We had a good time. It's on my Facebook. Just go there and scroll down the timeline. You'll see it. Driving live in Italy.
Talk about living life.
It something to do with cars. If I didn't have music, it would have to be automobile related because I love cars.
Nice. Very nice. Well, you're definitely a well-rounded man and super easy to talk to. Thank you for that. I feel like I feel like we're old friends. Like we're buds or something. I don't know.
That's a good thing. As long as I don't owe you no money.
No. Then we would have to have a separate conversation about that. But no,
Exactly.
not at all. So how is back to the album, Soulmates, Another Love Story? How's that doing on the charts? How's the sales?
It's still one of the top selling CDs right now for CD Baby. So that's where I usually distribute my music. It's doing really well. And anybody out there want to get their hands on it, you can get it directly from me. We don't have to go to CD Baby. Get it directly from the artist. Go to my site. I have a page for my company, boobiescoot.com. It's BOOBEESCOOT.com. I know if they can get the name Beyonce, which didn't mean nothing. If they can get the name Beyonce, who has no BB, then they can get Booby Scoot. It is exactly the way it spells. I mean, it spells rather exactly the way it sounds. Boo,
And
like
B.
a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
B, like a bumblebee.
Mm-hmm.
And Scoot.
That's right.
Motor scooter. Yeah, Booby Scoot Music. And you go to boobiescoot.com, you can order directly from me, and I can drop it in the mail to you, or I'll have my wife do it if I'm on the road. Or you can go to cdbaby.com and get it there, or go to iTunes, Amazon, and download it digitally. Which takes me to the next statement that I would like to make, is that CD is about to take a back seat. And I'm trying to school everybody now. It's a digital download age,
It is.
So people are going online to download music. Thumb drives, they're not even making cars with CD players anymore.
No.
And they're not making computers with disk drives.
Right.
So
yeah.
CDs, I'm finding that CDs are going to take a back seat. So thumb drives, download cards, that's what I'm going to have to start traveling with soon, which is really easy on me as well, because you could take more of those on the road and it doesn't take up as much space in your luggage, and the airlines won't hurt me, with the weight of my bags.
Yes.
Whereas CDs take so much space just to travel with 100 of them. They put so much weight into your bags, and then airlines are just getting off on that, So things are changing, and I'm hoping everybody can catch on, because I got to go with that change. And I need them to come on with me to the promised land.
Look,
yes.
I'm with you.
Amen.
I'm with you. I was having this conversation with another artist that I'm friends with, and I'm trying to tell him, look, stop, spending thousands and thousands of dollars pressing CDs. Get yourself some downloadable cards, and because that's the way. And he's having a hard time wrapping his mind around. Yeah, but what about the CD? People don't care about CD. I mean, I do, but people don't care about CDs anymore. So look, look, I'm with you. Wherever you
Man.
go, whichever direction you want to take, I'm there.
He'll catch on. He'll start taxing him. He'll catch on. You can always get a person. I'm gonna tell you something. There's one way to get everybody's attention in this whole wide world, and it's money. The moment you start losing it, it will get your attention. Yeah, you just got to. It all depends on how much of it you need to lose for your attention to be caught. You know.
Right.
That's what it is. You can get anybody in the pocket. You get them in the pocket, you got their attention.
You got their attention.
When it start hitting his pocket, I promise you, he will make the change.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You don't have to preach to him too much.
And I don't, because
let him walk it.
Ultimately, it's not my issue. I could only give the advice and suggestions. Mm-hmm. And since we're talking about your website, it's important to note that it's FrankMcComb.info.
Yes, because it's very informative, not .com. A lot of people, thank you very much for that, because a lot of people think it's .com, .org or something. No, it's .info, because it's informative. FrankMcComb.info. Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. And right at the top in the menu is Booby Scoop. I see it right there, right at the top. Menus at the top. Booby Scoop. Yep.
And you can find all my social media there, too. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. That's why I call it .info, because it's so informative,
So what's coming up for you next? I know you've got the Capital Jazz Supper Cruise coming up. What's on your tour schedule?
Well, yeah, Capital Jazz, and I'm going to take it kind of easy because I just got back, from 2 months, literally 2 months straight of traveling. I saw my house for 3 days, literally, in 2 months. So it's time to take a break. And I'm doing Capital Jazz. Actually, I'm doing I'm at Mace's birthday party concert this Friday, the 23rd. So I'll be there. Capital Jazz. I'm going back to Europe, though. I have North Sea Jazz Club for Christmas. But that's our annual Christmas concert there, Frank McComb Quartet. And my actual band is based in Amsterdam. So I'll be there for Christmas. And in between the time, I'm going to focus on getting some recording done. It's time to work on some more music.
Okay.
So I'm looking to do a few things with Najee and possibly with Mesa and a few other people. It's time to get back on the creative tip. Oh, I almost forgot. Blue Valley. Blue Valley is on November 9th. I'm doing a solo show at Blue Valley.
Yes. And you're going to be in Atlanta on November 12th, my birthday. I might just shoot down to Atlanta and come say hi to you.
Oh, yeah, you should. That's cool. Yeah, Atlanta. November 12th at St. James Live. Yeah, I'll be there as well. Yeah. So that's your birthday. You should come on through.
I will certainly try. Cool. I will certainly try to. If not, I just got to get you for my own show. That's all. I just got to work on booking you for my show. Since you're the booking man, I'm talking directly to the source.
That's right. You're talking to the booking agent.
Hey.
You can have a deal done in 15 minutes. It was right.
We never know.
Serious. But, it's funny you say that because a lot of people, a lot of these people that do bookings, rather than, they always say, I want to talk directly to the artist. And then when you talk to the artist, you try to get over on them. and then they don't want to deal with the booking agency because they feel like it's too much red tape. Well, yeah, it's red tape if you're trying to get over. Yeah, red tape. I make it as easy as I can for people to book me. I mean, you can book me directly. You can hit me up at management@frankmccomb.info. Comes right to me. Or fmconcerts@gmail.com. But come ready. Money we make over and over again, but time we never get back. And I don't like my time wasted.
I appreciate that.
Not you. I mean, in general.
Oh, no, I appreciate that. I do. I really do. Even if it is me. Yeah. I respect people's time.
Another thing I've experienced is that I don't want to say, that's for lack of better words, folks that are in the industry, that, the hardworking citizens, the ones that are not in the record business, they've reached out to me and booked me for shows, and their business is better than those that are in the business. There was a lady in Maryland that booked me for her mother's 60th birthday party, sent my deposit, rented my gear, gave me the back end of my money before I hit the stage so I could pay my musicians, and gave it to me in cash. And turned around and fed us and told us to be part of the party the whole night. No issues.
Wow.
I just got back from Bologna, Italy, where I was in Milan in July and did a concert with my band out there. I'm signing CDs and taking pictures, and this man walks up to me and says, I want you to play my 50th birthday party. Something about these birthday parties. And I said, well, yeah, we can do who want to talk to. I said, you talk to me, it's done. I said, meet me at the bar over there. When I'm finished with this, I'll meet you at the bar. We said, I have a drink and talk about it. So I figured if he's serious, he'll be there at the bar waiting. So I finished my business with the public. I didn't even go back to the dressing room. I went straight to the bar. And I sat down with him, said, what you drinking? He ordered his drink, I ordered mine. We started talking, and in 20 minutes, literally, the deal was done. And then I said, well, if he's serious, he'll send that deposit. I had a deposit in my account within a week. Half the money. Got to the place, flew to Bologna, got to his house, which is where the party was, got to his home. The man breaks me off right after sound check. He said, can I pay you now? He asked me if he could pay me.
That's all right.
Let's go take their business. He said, can I pay you now? I said, yes, you can pay me now.
That is
yes,
all right.
And it was done exactly the way I needed it done. I told him exactly how I wanted to get paid back in. It was done. It was done. This man is not in the record business. It's done. But when it comes down to dealing with promoters and clubs and everybody want a nickel and dime, I don't get it.
It's old school.
I don't get it.
It's old school. It's been going on forever and a day. I don't think it's ever going to change. Yeah. It kind of is what it is. But as long as you stay strong in your own belief of your worth, then you'll be okay. You will be okay. Well, Mr. Frank McComb, my goodness, I thoroughly enjoyed chatting with you. I enjoyed our conversation. I enjoy having you on my show. And I do want to thank you for taking time out to chat with me here. And, for those who don't know Frank McComb, it's a pleasure for me to share you with my audience all over the world.
Wow, thank you. I'm grateful. Thank you. I appreciate it very much.
You're very welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. The pleasure is mine. And I'm going to go play Superstition.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. You're going to play that full 8-minute song?
I am.
I'm scared to play 8-minute songs. I'm so not mad at that. People are so scared to play 8-minute or terrestrial anyway. They're scared to play 8-minute songs. There's entertainment. That's what people want.
Oh, please. That's why terrestrial radio is going down and internet radio is on the rise. Internet radio is taking over because it's my station, my show. Remember back in the day when they had Donna Summers, and that song was what? It was like almost 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
It went on forever.
No doubt.
Yeah. So,
you know it.
I'm not afraid.
It's like the old Jimmy said, give the people what they want.
Amen. Amen.
and I'm quick to do that. Give the people what they want.
All right. Frank, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, and we're going to be talking soon.
For sure. Thanks for the exposure. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. You take care.
Y'all take care.
Bye-bye.